Good afternoon, YouTube. Today I'm working on a 2009 Audi Q7, and so I hope you enjoy the video, and please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. And so let's get into it. The first thing to remove are these little plastic plugs that hold some of the top trim in place, so that you have to remove it out of the way before you can actually access the bolts here beneath. I'm going to try to get my little pry tool here, but I quickly discover that's not the way to remove this grill. There are screws in the back. But my goal was just to remove the grill, but of course, in order to get the grill, you have to remove the whole front bumper. So unless you have a tool to get in behind that you don't want to remove it. But for me, this is my first time removing it, so I decided that I would not try to destroy it and try to remove the front bumper. I'm just now kind of playing to see if I can get the grill off piece by piece. Of course, unsuccessfully. The funny thing with Audis is this kind of those kind of tabs, they're really a trap. You can see, because there's so many of them and so many layers, that the entire piece does come apart. But it's a lot of work to take it all apart. So there's no such thing as shortcuts on an Audi. Everything has to be done step by step. So now I'm going to attack it with the Torx bits, if I'm not mistaken. I can't tell you what a joy it is to actually have a gun. After using this, hand tools are never the same again. You always want to have electric tools from then on, to save so much time and so much headache. I used to use wrenches on everything, and in the beginning I thought the Torx gun, I will loosen up all the bolts before I take them off, but it just saves so much time compared to a wrench. You would probably spend about a minute or so undoing the bolt by hand. I'm being a little bit generous with the time. It's probably less than that, but I mean, the gun takes it off in a few seconds. So it's just a massive amount of time saving. Some of the bolts you can't get by hand, but you have to get them by hand because of the way that they're placed. But most of the bolts you can access it. You can just make some space. So looks like now I'm just loosening up the bolts to hold the headlight. And I'm very much trying to remove the bumper off. So now we have a peek on the inside of the wheel well and see what's there. Looks like a Torx bit. Yeah, and just bring my bag closer by here so that I can have my tools close by. Okay, we're just going to pull back the protector here. I don't know if that's a heavy carpet or something material, but we need to access the bolt right up there. Trying to retrieve, I think, the same size Torx bits. No, it's not. It's a Phillips. Okay, my mistake. It's been a while since I worked on that car. Or is it a plug? Oops, a little damage there. Thank God this car is already in the junkyard, so I don't have to worry too much about all the damage. I'm not planning to use this piece. Here we are. There's a Torx right there. Get my gun. Quickly swap it over. And there it comes, quick and easy. Yeah, just need to make some room to see in the wheel well what's holding the bumper all back. And that piece has to move out of the way so I can see and access behind it. There you go. There's some more Torx coming out there. If this was a real build, I would return all the bolts back to the original place so I would not lose any of it. But because I'm showing you how to disassemble it from a POV perspective, which is, I hope, helpful to you, it's just quickly put the bolts away and try to get the piece off as efficiently as I could. So here we're looking at the feed line to the windshield, the headlight washers. Okay, there we go. That's loose now. There's still some bolts holding it, I think, below. Okay, it's sliding out. So I check now beneath. It actually was one of the hoses and some more of these little Torx that are holding it back. And it requires to unplug some of those connectors, I assume, for fog lights or for other sensors in the bumper. They all have to be taken off. Sorry, they're covered there. Yep. I'm working with it. This is getting a little bit annoying. Oh, I snapped it. Okay. Well, now it will come. Yeah, the thing's in there quite tight. There we go. And there it goes. So, but that's why we practice on the yard, so that we can get better and more finesse at removing some of these plugs. So, there, that one comes out quickly. I was uncertain why this car was in the yard. I assumed the engine is blown. There didn't seem to be any accidents on this car so far as I saw. Okay, it looks like the bumper's fairly loose now. Yeah, it's loose on that side. We'll have a quick look on the top. So there's the hose connection, as I mentioned earlier. That has to be removed, separated, so that the bumper can come off. And you should drain the washer fluid out somewhere. I don't know if you would collect it to use it again or just discard it, but it will flow out. Ah, the graveyard next to a Toyota Sienna. It'd be amusing to me if they segregated cars according to class. So, say exotics, Mercedes, Audi, and BMW all in one particular area, and then Japanese cars in another area. In this yard, they put all of them together, and then domestics are separated for the most part. Here we go. So that's off now. Now we have a quick look in here. Bring the tools over, I guess. It is a good looking SUV. I don't mind it at all. There's one right up there. Comes out. Yes, that's a Phillips. Yeah, right. Yep. Quickly switch it over. Oh no, it looks like a Torx. Ah, it's already loose. Okay. So it was a Torx. Okay. Yep. So the under tray is already removed. As I said, there's no damage. Yes, I was borrowing a something to lay on underneath the car. Another one right there. Yep, yep. Collect them all. And there it goes. And of course, as I said, the last piece to remove will probably be that hose supply to the washers on the lights. I'm just testing now to see if it's actually loose enough to remove, which of course it's not, it's still holding. Have a quick look inside, and there's the hose. I'm debating right now whether I should just cut the hose. You can always use new connectors and put on new hose clamps later on if you have to. So I'll just use my pry tool here to loosen up the clamp itself. Get my teeth underneath there. With a little persuasion, it will come out. Yep, it's already loose. That's great. Apologies for the camera angle. I didn't know, or wasn't thinking about the camera was facing the light. We need to get something to separate the hose. After so long joined together, they're holding nicely. Just taking care not to let the bumper drop off or get damaged. And just using my pry tool to get it loose. Oh, it still fell. Trying to recover and save the fluid from falling off. Just checking the bumper for damages. I feel kind of bad about that, but well, it is just a junkyard bumper. But I think it was still, everything is alright, I think. Yep. So, next step will be to remove the grill. Put the bumper to one side and have a look at the back. Oh, that thing came loose again. There we go. Now we have a look at the back and see how it's secured against the bumper. And there's I believe a few Torx bits holding that. Yep, we'll move the hose out of the way. Okay, so we're putting a Phillips on this one. Some of them don't want to come out that easily. There it goes. Now the way Audi designed it, all 3 layers, I believe it is, come out in one piece. The entire grille comes out in one entire piece. They're all joined nicely together. You can separate the trims, but no, I'm pretty sure I discovered very shortly after this that this actually just separates from the whole bumper. There's no need for you to touch that. But I never taken one apart before, so I was kind of curious how it came apart. Yeah, I have a rule with these cars. If you're using a lot of force, you're doing it wrong. These things don't really require a lot of force to achieve what you want. The overcomplexity is a trap for those that don't know how to disassemble these cars properly. And if you don't handle them gentle enough, then you end up with a mess and breaking everything. Now, there we go. It's starting to loosen up. And there's the other screw. That's a trap again. You can't even see them unless you're looking very closely at it. They're kind of hidden underneath the trim there, if you saw it. And now the piece should just lift out. Or there might be another one that's hidden. Yeah, you were almost there. Now the top section is definitely loose now. There we go. Just having a quick look to see if there's any other bolts I missed. Personally, I would recommend having a sheet or something something soft that the bumper will not scratch against, carpet, anything to lay it on. So while you're doing this process, if it should fall, it can fall on something soft, and the grill itself, I think, will. I believe I'm still holding it so it won't fall down, but it's always good to have something soft there to catch it. And there it goes. It's actually a very valuable piece. A lot of people, I guess they want to buy these on eBay. I'm not sure. Maybe even the bumper itself. But the grill for sure is worth money. Or it will make a beautiful ornament in your garage. So I'd like to thank you for watching so far. Thank you for holding in there. So now we'll just put the bumper more or less back in position or out of the way. And then I thought I would scrutinize the headlights a little bit just to see what was in them. And then I thought, well, I might take the headlights out. Just testing out, I believe, another Torx Spitz. If I had to guess, the Torx is T35 or T45. Some of the smaller ones will be a T25. There we go. Just testing to see how loose it is. Yeah, that was quite a long bolt. Let's see what else is holding it. And there's one. And another. Okay, looks like I'm switching to, oh, it might be a different type of nut. Oh, I see. It's just because it's very tight. The space is too tight to put my gun in. Okay, yep. Yep. Regardless, we got it. Yep, there's something holding it on that corner. Quickly take off one of the fender bolts just to see what's holding it. Nope, that hose came loose again. Just having a quick look around and see if I missed anything. Ah, and there it comes. Sometimes you can be deceived into thinking that the piece is actually still bolted when it's actually loose already. Just needed a little persuasion to get out of the hole. I think I may be disconnecting the wire on the back. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Still one remaining. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel to help my channel grow. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.